Shalam.
Brothers united
In Christ.
begging you with these words, the Bible. Shalom, brothers united in Christ. We coming back at you, speaking on, we're just going to be shooting down religion with this lesson again. The lesson being religion is modern day idolatry. Brother over here, let me get Deuteronomy 32, the 17th verse. Matter of fact, you get me Deuteronomy 32, the 17th verse. You over here, get me 2 Kings 17 in the 12th verse. 17.
Deuteronomy 32 and 17. They sacrifice unto devils, not to the Heavenly Father, to powers whom they knew not, to new powers that came up newly up, whom your fathers feared not.
Yeah, straight up and down. That's what we deal with now, 2014. Brothers and sisters is fearing the ways of the heathen and fearing the ways of other people instead of fearing the Lord and what the Lord is doing here, right? And when you do that, even though these religions may take bits and pieces from the Bible, like you see with Islam, they took the whole Old Testament and they take Christ and all these other prophets and they claim it to Islam. But the Lord is saying when you do these things, you're not sacrificing to the Most High, you're sacrificing unto devils, right? And these things our Father never heard of. All these new religions and all these new ways of serving the Lord, they started here in America. These things, they're not original, they're not real, they're all fakes. Just like idols were back in the days, idols were fakes. People would make them up to confuse people, to serve the idols instead of serving the Creator, right? Read what you got over here, Ak.
2 Kings 17 and 12.
Right?
For they serve idols, wherefore the Lord had said unto them, ye shall not do this thing.
Straight up and down, the first commandment. The Lord said that you're not supposed to bow down to these idols. But people, they act like the words of the Most High don't carry no weight. But it does. Us as a nation of people, we went off and we served idols, and the repercussions is that we're here in America doing bad. We're here in America as second-class citizens. That's what happened when you deal with these idols. It's wickedness, right? Read on.
2 Kings 17 and 13. Yet the Lord testified against Israel and against Judah by all the prophets and by the seers, saying, turn ye from your evil ways, and keep my commandments and my statutes, according to all the law which I commanded your fathers.
Yeah, that's where we are today. Brothers and sisters, the Lord, He keep righteous men in the earth. We don't have prophets like we used to in yesteryear, but the Lord, He raised up brothers and sisters that testify in His word, and that's coming out with truth. But brothers and sisters, they don't want to hear. The message is the same. Turn from the evil and do the good. But brothers is so confused in the earth, and so blinded by the spirit that's in the earth, because there's only two spirits in the earth. It's a righteous spirit and it's an evil spirit. Right now, most brothers and sisters are blinded by this evil spirit, and they're falling down to religion. They bowing down to religion. They bowing down to idolatry. They bowing down to Halloween, to Christmas and these things that the Lord didn't ordain. And all these we learned from the heathen. It's not like we came up with these on our own. We got this from looking at other nations and taking up their ways, right? Read what you got, Ak.
2 Kings 17 and 13. Yet the Lord testified against Israel and against Judah by all the prophets and by the seers, saying, turn ye from your evil ways, and keep my commandments and my statutes, according to all the law which I commanded your fathers, and which I sent to you by my servants the prophets.
Read on, read on. Read on.
Notwithstanding, they will not hear, but harden their necks like the necks of their fathers, that did not believe the Lord their power.
Yeah, that's the problem, man. Some brothers and sisters, they don't got a spiritual ear. They don't got a spiritual eye. They're not hearing this word. They're not seeing what's going on in the earth. They don't see how dark this earth is, how evil this earth really is. They don't see these things, and then they harden their neck. They become hard-headed, especially us coming from the nation of Israel. We turn our back hard on the Lord, and today, 2014, we're still not trying to humble up. We're still not trying to hear this word of the Bible. We feel like we got better things going on in the earth. That's more fun than this Bible, or that's going to be more profitable to get money than this Bible. But when it's all said and done, it's this Bible that that's giving you wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to deal with money, to deal with all the other things that's going on in the earth, right? Read on out.
Verse 14, verse 15. And they rejected his statutes and his covenant that he made with their fathers, and his testimonies which he testified against them. And they became vain, and they followed vanity and became vain.
Yeah, that's where we at today. We left the Lord, but what did we replace it with? We replaced it with vain things, with vanity, right? Let me get over here. Let me get Ecclesiastes 1:1-3. You could get me Ecclesiastes 2:1-14. Nah. Let me get Ecclesiastes 5:10-17 here. So we left Ecclesiastes in the Bible. 1:1-3. See, we left off the Lord, and we didn't replace it with anything good. We replaced it with vain things. We replaced it with vanity. We replaced it with things that's of no worth. We left off the Lord, and we replaced it with things that there's no gain in it. We left off the Lord, and now we're chasing out vanity, right? Read what you got. Ecclesiastes in the Bible. 1:1-3. I want that one first, so. Yeah, Ecclesiastes in the Bible, not the Apocrypha. We're gonna deal with vanity here, because it's so many vanities that's going on in the earth. So many things that people occupy themselves with that's of no profit. It's of no gain, right? It's not gonna get you nowhere. Read what you got, Doc.
Ecclesiastes 1:1. The words of the preacher, the son of David, king in Jerusalem.
Yeah, it's talking about Solomon. And we know Solomon, as far as in the Bible, to be the wisest man that walked the earth other than Christ. And he wrote many books and many proverbs. And we're going to dig into some of this wisdom that he's dishing out on vanity, right? Read what you got.
Vanity of vanities, saith the preacher, vanity of vanities. All is vanity.
Straight up and down. Everything is meaningless. Everything is worthless if you're not locked into the Spirit. If you walk in this earth carnally and don't have no kind of spiritual connection with the Lord, everything you do is worthless. Everything you do is meaningless. It only goes so far. It has a cutoff point, right? When you're not locking into the Spirit, because you're just a man. You can only go so far without the Lord on your side, right? Read on.
What profit hath a man of all his labor which he taketh under the sun?
Yeah, a man could work all his life, and all he's looking for is to build up money. Or a man, he might work all his life, and all the things he's looking up to is to buy property. Or a man, he might live his life, and all he's trying to do is get numbers on women. All these things, they come to an end. All these things, when it's all said and done, they're worthless. They don't mean anything. If it's not locked into the Spirit, money's not going to do you no good if you're not locked into the Spirit and you're not balancing your money right and you're not paying your tithes. Women aren't going to do you no good if you don't got understanding on how to deal with them. You know what I mean? Property in this land and all that, those things break down after years. They rot and they vanish away. They're worthless when it's all said and done. The only thing that's going to stand up is the Spirit and this word. That's what's meaningful. That's what's going to get you through life. Not occupying yourself with vanities and things that don't profit you, right? Read what you got over here, Hawk.
Ecclesiastes 2:1. I said in mine heart, go to now, I will prove thee with mirth. Therefore enjoy pleasure, and behold, this also is vanity.
Yeah, the brother Solomon, the king. He got all the money, he got all the juice, he got everything you would need. He's a king, he got everything. So in his wisdom, he's like, let me go check out mirth. Let me go check out these people that run around and all they want to do is have fun all day. All they want to do is look about laughing, and this is all they want to do with their whole life. Let me see what's good about this. Let me see if this is how I should live my life. Running around being some clown, or running around being a jokester. You know what I mean? The brother, he went and checked it out to see why people want to live a life of mirth and jokes and whatnot and leave off the Lord. Is it greater? Is being a jokester or a comedian, is that better than serving the Lord? Right, read on.
I said of laughter, it is mad, and of mirth, what doeth it? I sought in mine heart to give myself unto wine,
Right.
yet acquainting my heart with wisdom.
Yeah, so the brother, he's checking all these things out, but he didn't forget about the Lord. So now he said, he checked out laughter. It's madness. He said these things, they don't profit. Of course, it's good for a brother or sister to have good time and laugh and all that, but you got to balance it out with the Spirit. You got to have some guidelines so you don't go too far. The brother, he said he checked out wine. Why brothers and sisters, they lift up wine more than they lift up the Lord. And they say they wake up every day and they go chase down wine, right? Is this what life is about, to go be a drinker and be a drunkard every day, right? Read on, pick it up where you left off.
And to lay hold on folly, till I might see what was that good for the sons of men, which they should do under the heaven all the days of their life.
Yeah, the brother, he said he checked out drinking wine, partying, and folly, all this foolishness, to see why is it that this is what men choose over the Lord. Right? Read on.
I made me great works. I builded me houses. I planted me vineyards. I made me gardens and orchards. And I planted trees in them of all kind of fruits.
Yeah, man, the brother, he built all type of houses, all type of properties. He planted all type of vineyards, the best tasting fruit. He had the best wine. He's checking all these things out, trying to see why is it that people lift this stuff up over the Lord? Why is it people lifting up these vain things over the Lord, right? He checked it all out. He got to know it. So now us here 2014, thousands of years before Solomon walked the earth, we don't have to go check these things out. After Solomon, right? We don't have to check these things out because the brother, he already proved these things out and he found out these wise things for us, right? And he found out these proverbs for us, right? Read on.
Verse 6, I made me pools of water, and to water therewith the wood that bringeth forth trees. I got me servants and maidens, and had servants born in my house.
Right.
Also I had great possessions of great and small cattle,
Right.
above all that were in Jerusalem before me.
Yeah, so the brother, he's checking out wealth. He's checking out, he got gardens with irrigation system, got pools of water in him. He got all type of flowers. He got all this thing growing, and he's still not lifting this up over the Lord. He still see that these things aren't better than the truth and the knowledge and the wisdom and the understanding that's coming from the Lord, right? Read on.
I gathered me also silver and gold,
Right.
and the peculiar treasure of kings and of provinces.
Yeah, because some brothers and sisters, they think that's what it's all about, to sit up on this earth and to heap up as much money as you can. Heap up as much money as you can, that's what it's all about. You forsake the Sabbath day, you forsake righteous ways, you forsake your nation of people, and you chasing down money. But here's the thing with money. Let's say you catch Ebola. You can't take none of that money with you. You can't take it with you. This spirit, this word, all this knowledge and understanding and wisdom, nobody can take these things from you. The money, it comes and goes. A brother could run up on you and rob you for all your gold and all your silver. But this truth, they can't take it from you, right? Read on.
I got me men singers and women singers, and the delights of the sons of men.
This brother said he had men singers and women singers. He had Beyonce's and Al Greens and all he didn't have to play no CD player. He had all these people come up and sing for him, no problem. To see, is this better than the wisdom that's coming from the Bible? To be occupied with music and beautiful notes and whatnot. He's checked all these things out for us, and he's saying that they're vain. All these things are worthless, right? Read on.
As musical instruments and that of all sorts.
Right.
So I was great and increased more than all that were before in Jerusalem.
Right.
Also my wisdom remained with me.
Right.
And
So the brother never went off. He went and he checked all these things out, but he never went off from the Lord. He never forgot about the Lord, right? Read on.
verse 10, and whatsoever my eyes desired, I kept not from them.
Right.
I withhold not my heart from any joy, for my heart rejoiced in all my labor, and this was my portion of all my labor.
Yeah, so it's all vanity. You work, and all your money that you work for goes to bills. It's vanity. It just keeps going around. It's all worthless. The only way to break that cycle is through the Spirit. It's through this understanding and knowledge that we get from the Bible. Right? Read that verse again.
Verse 10, and whatsoever my eyes desired, I kept not from them.
Right.
I withheld not my heart from any joy.
Right.
For my heart rejoiced in all my labor, and this was my portion of all my labor.
Read on.
Then I looked on all the works that my hands had wrought, and on the labor that I had labored to do.
Right.
And behold, all was vanity and vexation of the spirit.
Yeah, it gets you mad. It gets you frustrated. You working hard. You're trying to get things done in the earth, and all these things, they don't work out how you choose them to work out. Because the Lord, it's all said. He's the one that makes this judgment. He's the one that makes the last decision, right? So he checked all these things out, and it said it just frustrates him. It gets him angry because he realizes that these things are worthless compared to wisdom, compared to the Lord, right? Read on.
And there was no profit under the sun. And I turned myself to behold wisdom, and madness, and folly. For what can the man do that cometh after the king, even that which have been already done?
Right, straight up and down. You can't do better than what Solomon did. Nobody can't go out and party bigger than Solomon did, or drink wine better than Solomon did, or have money more than Solomon did. And this guy, he had all these things, and he's telling us that they're worthless. They don't really mean nothing. If you don't got no spiritual eye, you don't got no spiritual side to your life to balance it out, then it makes you a vain person. It makes you an unprofitable person. Read what you got over here, Ak. Ecclesiastes 5:10 to 17.
Ecclesiastes 5 and 10. He that loveth silver shall not be satisfied with silver.
See, that's the problem with money. A person that's into money and that's all he's into is into building up money, he's never going to be satisfied with it. The Donald Trumps, all these big businessmen, they get money and they're not happy once they get it. They don't feel satisfied. They want more. They want to go more and more and get more. Right? Read on.
He that loveth silver shall not be satisfied with silver, nor he that loveth abundance with increase.
Right?
This is also a vanity. When goods increase, they are increased that eat them.
Yeah, man, you get more money, you get more problems. I mean, they made songs like that. More money, more problems. More people want to come hang around you. Look at, what's this guy, MC Hammer. He went broke just because all his people and his friends and companies, he want to put them on his payroll. And they abuse it, and they brought him down with it. So now he's broke. He's penniless now. So what is all that riches doing for him now? Right? Read on.
When goods increase, they are increased. They are increased that eat them.
Yeah, man, let a brother win the lottery or something like that. Everybody that he knows is going to have his hand out. You might have to move out the neighborhood. Right? Read on.
And what good is there to the owners thereof, saving the beholding of them with their eyes?
Yeah, the only good of it is that you can say that I got it. You know what I mean? It's not going to get you happiness. It's not going to get you joy. It's not going to get you wisdom. All you can say is that I got this. You know what I mean? Read on. Down to 17.
The sleep of a laboring man is sweet,
Right.
whether he eat little or much. But the abundance of the rich will not suffer him to sleep.
Yeah, that's the next problem. You always worry. You know, when is the next stock market crash going to happen? Is all my money going to be gone? I remember I worked with an older brother, had a lot of money saved up. The banks come around and mess his money up, invest it wrong. He's out of retirement. He got to work again. You know what I mean? The brother and sister that got a little bit of money, you know, but if he got a good head on his shoulder, he got righteousness, he got this word to guide him, he's going to sleep good because he know that he got treasure set up in heaven. He know he got brothers and sisters around him that's real. It's not some fake people that's just hanging out with you because you got your money. Right? Read on.
The sleep of a laboring man is sweet, whether he eat little or much. But the abundance of the rich will not suffer him to sleep.
Right?
There is a sore evil which I have seen under the sun. Namely, riches kept for the owners thereof to their hurts.
Yeah, it's to their own hurt. They get all this money and now they got all these problems. Right? It's to their own hurt. Read on.
But those riches perish by evil travail.
Right.
And he begetteth a son, and there is nothing in his hand.
Yeah, we see that every day, left and right. All these big-time professional athletes, you know, they get all this money. Scottie Pippen is an example. He big-time, 6-time championship with Jordan. But now he's broke. He's dead broke. You know what I mean? Because he don't have wisdom on how to manage that money, or how to, you know, to give off the tithes and get blessings from the Lord. He doesn't have that wisdom. So all that money is no good to him. It's unprofitable. It's vanity. It's vain, right? Read on.
As he came forth of his mother's womb, naked shall he return to go as he came.
Straight up and down. None of those things you can't take with you. When you standing before the Lord in judgment, you can't buy your way in. You can't use gold and silver to get in. You can't use money. It's not about that. The Lord is looking for righteous work. The Lord is looking for the good that you did. That's all that the Lord is looking for. The Lord is not looking for money, right? It's down to 17.
As he came forth of his mother's womb, naked shall he return as he came,
Right.
and shall take nothing of his labor, which he may carry away in his hands. And this also is sore evil.
Right.
That in all points as he came, so shall he go. And what profit have he that have labored from the womb for the wind?
Yeah, so he labored for the win. He labored for nothing. He worked his whole life for this money, and that money, it didn't profit him in the end. Let me get Wisdom of Solomon 3 and 11. What you holding? That's good. I'm gonna stop it there. Let me get over here Psalms 119, 33 to 37.
Wisdom of Solomon.
Yeah, Wisdom of Solomon 3 and 11. Psalms 119, 33 and 37. We're digging into vanity because the Lord said we left all his commandments and all his statutes and all his truth, and we became vain and chased after vanity. It doesn't balance out. It's not an equal trade. It's better that we stick to the Lord. Right? Read what you got.
Psalms 119 and 33. All right. Psalms 119 and 33. I'm sorry, give me a minute.
Wisdom of Solomon 3. Wisdom of Solomon 3 and what? 11. For whoso despises wisdom but in nurture, he is miserable, and their hope is vain. Their labor is unfruitful, and their works unprofitable.
Straight up and down. Without this word, they're saying that all your labors are going to be miserable because you don't got no head on your shoulder, right? All your hope is going to be vain. You're going to be hoping for vain things. You're going to be hoping for cars. You're going to be hoping for women. You're going to be hoping for money. You're not going to be hoping for happiness. You're not going to be hoping for peace. You're not going to be hoping for joy. You're not hoping for wisdom. All those things are profitable, right? Read that verse again.
For whoso despises wisdom and nurture, he is miserable, and their hope is vain. Their labors unfruitful, and their works unprofitable.
Yeah, man, all your labors and all your works in the earth is going to be unprofitable and unfruitful if you don't lock into the Lord to bless them, right? Read what you got.
Psalms 119 and 33. Teach me, O Lord, the way of thy statutes, and I shall keep it unto the end.
Straight up and down. Teach me, Lord. I want to understand what this Bible's talking about. This Bible's a big book. It got a lot of words, got a lot of dark things in it, got a lot of parables. You know what I mean? Teach me, Lord, so I can understand these things and I'm going to lock into it. If I understand this stuff, I'm going to lock into it. I'm going to believe in it. It's going to be a part of me, right? Read on.
Give me understanding, and I shall keep thy law.
Straight up and down. Let me understand what this Bible is about and I'm going to lock into it. I'm not going to put it down. I'm going to hold on to it, right? Read on.
Yea, I shall observe it with my whole heart. Make me to go in the path of thy commandments, and therein do I delight.
Straight up and down. If it becomes a part of me, I get it into my heart, which is my mind. It's gonna be a part of me. And if you get it into your heart and into your mind and you do these things, just like the brother said, eventually you're gonna delight in doing these things. It's gonna be a joy to you to leave off the wickedness and to do the right things, right? Pick it back up in 2 Kings. I believe you left off on the 15th verse, right? Read that verse again.
2 Kings 17. 2 Kings 17:15. And they rejected his statutes and his covenant that he made with their fathers, and his testimonies which he testified against them. And they followed vanity and became vain.
Straight up and down, man. They rejected his word and they became vain. They became carnal. They became earthly. They lusted off of things that they could see, hold, and taste. They don't understand the things that's spiritual. All they want to do is worship the things they could see, that they could hold, that they could taste, and that's right before them. No kind of faith, right? Let me get over here. Let me get Jeremiah 2. Yeah, I'm done with that. Let me get Jeremiah 2. Let me get it from 5 to 6. And let me get Deuteronomy 31, 26 to 30. Because the fact of the matter is, we became vain people, man. We're shallow. We don't got no depth no more. We're real weak. We go for anything these nations tell us. They tell us to worship their religion, to be a Baptist, to be a Catholic. We're so shallow that we go for those things. We don't have nothing to lean on, right? Read on.
Jeremiah 2 and 6, 2 and 5. Thus saith the Lord, what iniquity have your fathers found in me, that they are gone far from me, and have walked after vanity, and are become vain.
Yeah, what wickedness could a man say that the Lord didn't do his part, so that's why I left the Lord? Can a man say the Lord didn't bring the sun out so I could run around and have my fun in and run around and play? Can a man say that's why he left the Lord, because the Lord dealt treacherously against him, or the Lord, he didn't keep his part of his deal? No, man, it's us. We're the ones that got the problem. We're the ones that's rebelling against the Lord, right? Read on.
Jeremiah 2 and 6. Neither said they, where is the Lord that brought us up out of the land of Egypt?
Straight up and down. And now that we're here in America, we're doing bad, and we don't know who we are as a nation of people, brothers and sisters don't even say, where is the Lord? Where can we find righteousness? How can we get out of this rut? How can we get out of this hole? Brothers and sisters, they don't even inquire. They don't even search these things out. The Bible says you're supposed to search for this word like hid treasure. Like if you had a treasure map, and if you find where this treasure is buried, you'll be well off. You're supposed to dig like that. But brothers and sisters, they don't even consider. They don't even think about the Lord in their life. And then they wonder why their life is going so bad, right? Read on.
Jeremiah 2 and 6. Neither said they, where is the Lord that brought us up out of the land of Egypt?
Right.
That led us through the wilderness, through a land of deserts and of pits, through a land of drought and of the shadow of death, through a land that no man passes through, where no man dwelleth.
Good, that's good. Brothers and sisters, they're not seeking after the Lord. The Lord did great things for us, historically. The Lord led us out of Egypt in a great way that nobody's going to forget that story about Egypt. But us, we don't remember. We don't even consider. We're not even seeking after the Lord. Read that verse 15 again out of 2 Kings.
2 Kings 15 and 17, 15. And they rejected his statutes and his covenants that he made with their fathers, and his testimonies which he testified against them. And they followed vanity and became vain.
Stop. Let me get over here to Deuteronomy 31 you got out. Yeah, man, we rejected his commandments and his statutes, these right ways of walking in, these ways that's profitable, these ways that bring blessing. We threw all these things behind us, right? Read on.
Deuteronomy 31 and 26. Take this book of the law and put it in the side of the ark of the covenant of the Lord your power, that it may be there for a witness against thee. For I know thy rebellion and thy stiff neck. Behold, while I am yet alive with you this day, ye have been rebellious against the Lord.
Yeah, so the Lord's saying that even through all these captivities we went through all the problems, we did have this book. And this book is always going to testify us saying that we're a rebellious nation against the Lord. It's always right here in front of our face. But brothers and sisters, they don't ever check the book out. Some brothers, they just leave the book in their house open on the book of Psalms, or they'll leave it in the back of their car on a certain scripture, but they don't really check this book out, right? Read on.
And how much more after my death? Gather unto me all the elders of your tribes and your officers, that I may speak these words in their ears and call heaven and earth to record against them.
Yeah, and this is the next problem with us. When we don't have a leader standing up, or if we do have a leader standing up, the people, they kind of rally together a little bit. But as soon as that leader's taken out, or he passes away, we go off again as a nation of people. We go off. It shouldn't be like that, man. We need to lock in the Lord in the truth and the sincerity. We don't, the Lord said our leaders aren't going to be hitting the corners no more. Brothers and sisters are standing up and putting this word out. There's no reason to deny this word, right? Read on.
Verse 29. For I know that after my death ye will utterly corrupt yourselves and turn aside from the way which I have commanded you.
Yeah, Moses is prophesying this before he passed away, that we was going to reject these laws, that we was going to reject these testimonies, that we were going to become vain and chase after vanity and after religions and after other people's ways of lifestyle, after the ways of the heathen. Right? Read on.
And evil will befall you in the latter days, because ye will do evil in the sight of the Lord.
We're in the latter days right now, and we will be befallen unto evil. So this Bible is true. This Bible is true. 2014, we're living in an evil set. We don't have a kingdom set up. We don't have an army. We don't have the temple. We don't have none of these things anymore. We're living in an evil set, a real dark, evil world. And the more your spiritual eye opens, as more as your spiritual ear opens up, you really see how evil this world is that we're living in, right? Read on.
To provoke him to anger through the work of your hands. And Moses spake in the ears of all the congregation of Israel the words of this song until they were ended.
Yeah, man, the song that we singing to you right now. This is what Moses was speaking back then, and this is what we're bringing back out today to rekindle this flame, to bring all these things back to remembrance, to let you know who you are as a nation of people, to let us know that we're supposed to be serving the true and living power and not all these idols and all these religions, right? And chasing down vanity, living your whole life just to chase down vanities, right? Read that scripture again, that 15.
2 Kings 17:15. And they rejected his statutes and his covenant that he made with their fathers, and his testimonies which he testified against them. And they followed vanity and became vain, and went after the heathen that were round about them, concerning whom the Lord had charged them, that they should not do like them.
Yeah, so that's the problem, man. We're trying to be everybody else except who we're supposed to be. Over here, let me get 1 Maccabees 2:17-27. You can give me 1 Maccabees 1:41-50. You could get me 1 Maccabees 7-15, right? 1 Maccabees 1:7-15. You had 1 Maccabees 1:41-50. Let me get yours first.
1 Maccabees 1 and 7. So Alexander reigned 12 years and then died, and his servants bare rule, everyone in his place.
Stop. So, again, we can see how the Bible's a history book, because there was a man they call Alexander the Greek. We don't call him the Great, we call him the Greek because that's what he was. Alexander the Greek. And he did walk the earth, right? And we have righteous brothers and sisters that was contending with him when he was walking the earth, right? Read on.
1 Maccabees 1 and 7. So Alexander reigned 12 years and then died, and his servants bare rule, everyone in his place. And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them.
Yeah, so Alexander died, and they divided up the power of the armies amongst these seven right here they're talking about, right? Read on.
So did their sons after them, many years. And evils were multiplied in the earth. And there came out of them a wicked root, Antiochus, surnamed Epiphanes,
Right.
son of Antiochus the king, who had been an hostage at Rome, and he reigned in the 137 year of the kingdom of the Greeks.
Right.
In those days, when they're out of Israel wicked men.
Yeah, man, out of Israel in these days, it went out wicked men. But I want you to take that down from the 7th verse. Right? Yeah, I want that from the 7th verse. Read what you got.
1 Maccabees 1 and 7. So Alexander reigned 12 years.
Oh, excuse me. I'll pick it up where you left off.
1 Maccabees 1 and 11. And in those days went there out of Israel wicked men, who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen.
Yeah, this is what I was looking for. From our own people, they went to the heathen to try to turn other brothers and sisters into the ways of the heathen, into the customs of the heathen, of the lifestyles of the heathen, into the religion of the heathen, right? Read on.
And in those days went there out of Israel wicked men, who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow.
Yeah, this is how the brothers and sisters felt. They're coming out of captivity with these Greeks, you know what I mean? And they feel like since they left them off, like they can't do it on their own. Like they need the help from the Greeks to make it. When really they should be seeking out the Lord, right? And not these customs of the heathen, right? Read on.
So this device pleased them well. Then certain of the people were so forward herein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinance of the heathen.
Yeah, this is during Hellenistic times. This is during the times of the Greek. And these things still go on today where brothers and sisters, they'll go to a seminary school and they sit up under the white man to teach them his philosophy. Then now they get a license, and now they go throughout the neighborhoods amongst the Negroes, amongst the Israelites, and now they're teaching them the ways of the heathen. They're teaching them all these misrepresentations of the truth. They're teaching them about this the Caesar Borgia Christ and lifting that up, right? When we know those things to be lies. But this is a major problem amongst us, that we're not seeking out the Bible, we're seeking out vanity and vain things, and we're not holding on to the ways, the heritage and the history of our forefathers, but we're seeking after the ways of the heathen, right? Read on.
Whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem, according to the customs of the heathen, and made themselves uncircumcised.
Yeah, so they built a place of exercise. Today we know these institutions to be like schools or colleges, where they train you how to be a better citizen, where they train you how to how to run America, and they train you how to to count in these things and how to write English and all this. They train you in the ways of the heathen, right? Same things go on today in these schools, in these institutions, in these college, in these seminary schools. It's like they never show us our history or where we came from, but they want to teach us all their ways and all their customs and all their lies, right? Read on. Down to 15 last verse.
Whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem, according to the custom of the heathen, and made themselves uncircumcised, and forsook the holy covenant, and joined themselves to the heathen, and were sold to do mischief.
Yeah, man, and they sold out. They sold out so they could be like the heathen, so they could practice the ways of the heathen and be a citizen. Just like today, you get a lot of people, they come here to America and they leave off all their ways. I mean, Nobody should really lift up their island they come from or their country they come from or whatnot. We should be lifting up our true heritage, the nation of Israel, right? Read on.
First Maccabees 1 and 41.
Right.
Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people, and everyone should leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king. Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion and sacrificed unto idols and profaned the Sabbath.
Yeah, and we see this type of philosophy in America where they say, leave your own way, let's just be one people. Let's just all believe in one ideal. Let's all believe in one thing. But it's not gonna work, man. If we leave the Lord to be like the heathen, we're never gonna win. In his system, in his country, and the way things work out, we're never gonna win. They put Barack Obama in office and got everybody thinking, oh, you don't know, yes I can now. Like, you know, America is our country, we're a part of them. We're a part of these Americans, we're citizens. You know, we can hang out with them, you know, they're cool with us, they're not our enemies no more. These are the lies they put out on the earth to confuse us and to get us to leave off from who we really are, or make us think that it doesn't matter where we came from or our heritage and our culture. Like, these things, like, they don't mean anything. Like, now just being America and being American and join all in. Read it from the top again, Ak.
Verse 41. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people,
Right.
and everyone should leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king. Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion and sacrificed unto idols and profaned the Sabbath. For the king has sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem.
Stop. And it said many of them that they left off from the Sabbath. Why did they leave off from the Sabbath? Because they were chasing down the customs of the heathen. The heathen weren't holding on to the Sabbath day. They had other days that they worshiped. You know what I mean? They had other things that they believed in. They never was locked into this Bible or believed it. The only way that the heathen ever got any knowledge of this Bible is through the scattering of the Israelites throughout the earth, right? Read on. I want it down to 51.
For the king has sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judah, that they should follow the strange laws of the land. And 45. And forbid burnt offerings and sacrifice and drink offerings in the temple.
Yeah, they was trying to shut us down. They was trying to shut us down from serving the Lord, from giving up our praise and worshiping the Lord, how the Lord set it up for us to worship him. They want us to come and do their ways. They want us to come and lock into them and be one people with them. Well, that's not what the Lord calls for. The Lord doesn't call for that. He said to the Jew first and then unto the Gentile. It's a hierarchy. It's a particular order the Lord set it up. He didn't mean it for us to all be all together like that and call ourselves Americans, right? Read on.
And that they should profane the Sabbaths and festival days.
Yeah, and now we profane the Sabbath and the festival days because most of us, we don't even know when they are, or we don't have knowledge of what days we should be worshiping. So now brothers and sisters, they worship, they celebrate Christmas. They celebrate Thanksgiving. They celebrate Halloween and these things. And they forgot, like the brother brought out in his lesson, they forgot about the Feast of Pentecost. They forgot about the Feast of Tabernacles. They forgot about the Lord's Supper. And now we're locked into the ways of the heathen, right? And these ways they can't profit us. Read on.
Verse 46. And pollute the sanctuary and holy people. Set up altars and groves and chapels of idols and sacrifice swine's flesh and unclean beast.
Yeah, straight up and down. They polluted the whole zone. They polluted the temple of the Lord, bringing in this abomination, bringing in unclean foods and whatnot, and just they destroyed the honorable land. They polluted the holy land with the heathenish ways, with the heathen and the heathenish customs. What you holding over here, Ak?
First Maccabees 1:17. Wherefore he entered into Egypt with a great multitude, with chariots and elephants and horsemen and a great navy, and made war with Ptolemy.
I'm on that First Maccabees 2:17-27. Yeah, man, we're just digging into how we left off our ways, and now we want to lift up the heathen. And we're doing that still here in America. We're still doing that here in America, where we're lifting up all their holidays, days that they call holidays, and they forgot about the holy days, right? Read what you got out.
First Maccabees 2:17. Then answered the king's officers and said unto Mattathias, on this wise, thou art a ruler and an honorable and a great man in the city, and strengthened with sons and brethren. Now therefore come thou first, and fulfill the king's commandment, like as all the heathen have done,
Yeah, he's trying to get this brother because he's an honorable man amongst Israel, and he's a man of prestige and an honorable brother. They're trying to get him to stand up amongst the nation and commit to today we would say America. He would to sell out to America in front of everybody, so that all the younger brothers and sisters and all the other brothers that look up to this brother for his righteousness, they're gonna think it's right now to humble up to the heathen, right? To live like the heathen live, and to eat the things the heathen eat, and to worship the things that the heathen worship, right? Read on.
Now therefore come thou first and fulfill the king's commandments, like as all the heathen have done. Yea, and the men of Judah also, and such as remain at Jerusalem.
Right.
So shalt thou and thine house be in the number of the king's friends.
Yeah, so he's trying to get this brother to take the Baphomet. They try to get this brother to sell out so that he can have money, so that he can have pleasure, so that he can have some material things, so he can have some vanity and leave off the Lord. They trying to get this brother to sell out. Right? Read on.
So shalt thou and thine house be in the number of the king's friends, and thou and thy children shall be honored with silver and gold and many rewards.
Yeah, man, they trying to make this brother take gold and silver and these things to forsake the Lord and to turn aside away from the Lord and lift up these heathenish customs. Right? Read on.
Then Mattathias answered and spake with a loud voice, though all the nations that are under the king's dominion obey him, and fall under every one from the religion, and fall away everyone from the religion of their fathers.
Yeah, he wants us to fall away from the religion of our fathers. And the way they use a religion in the Bible here is not like how they do it today when they say religion. Oh, I'm a Baptist, I'm a Pentecostal, I'm a man or whatever. When they talk about religion here, they talk about belief. They want us to turn away from the beliefs of our fathers, right? But here, 2014, we standing up here telling you that that's not the way. To hold on to the ways of our Father, to hold on to our heritage, to hold on to these statutes and commandments that the Lord gave us, it can only lift us up in the sight of the nations. Right? Read on.
Then Mattathias answered and spake with a loud voice, though all the nations that are under the king's dominion obey thee, and fall away every one from the religion of their fathers, and give consent to his commandments, yet will I and my sons and my brethren walk in the covenant of our fathers.
Yeah, man, that's the mindset that we have right now, man. We're not going to leave off the Lord to be an American. We're not going to leave the Lord off so we could get silver and gold and sell out and do well in America. Those things are vain, man. Those things are temporal, right? Read on.
Yet, the Most High forbid that we should forsake the law and the ordinances.
Right.
We will not hearken to the king's word to go from our religion either on the right hand or on the left.
Yeah, man, that's how we got to be. You can't be mixing it in. You can't say that you locked into the Lord, but okay, you celebrating Thanksgiving too, trying to mix it. You got to leave it off altogether. There's no mixing, because you can't have good and evil in the same place. They don't work. Either the good is going to push the evil out, or the evil is going to push the good out. Same thing with light and dark. The light and the dark, it can't be in the same place at the light time. The light is going to outshine that dark and drive the dark away. Right? Read on.
That was 22. 27. Verse 23. And when he had left speaking these words, there came one of the Jews in the sight of all the people to sacrifice on the altar, which was at Modin, according to the king's commandment. Which thing when Mattathias saw, he was inflamed with zeal, and his reins troubled. Neither could he forbear to show his anger according to the judgment. Wherefore he ran and slew him upon the altar.
Straight up and down. Brother slew him on the altar for the zeal that he got for the Lord. I mean, 2014, we don't have an army. We're not coming to fight with swords or whatnot, but we should have the same zeal as this brother. We should look at the example of this brother and be fed up with with all the lies that they're giving us here in America, and be fed up with all the confusion that they feeding us and the philosophies. We should be fed up with it. We should have zeal. This thing should move us so that we want to depart from those ways of the heathen and lift up our ways, our nationality, our ways of life, lift up our power. You know what I mean? And our people, right? Read on.
Also the king's commissioners who compelled men to sacrifice he killed at that time, and the altar he pulled down. Thus dealt he zealously for the law of the Most High.
Yeah, praise the Lord for that we got righteous brothers and sisters for these examples, right? 2014 is an evil set that we living in, but we want to have the same zeal as Mattathias. We want to have the same love for the commandments and the statutes of the Lord, right? Over here, let me get Leviticus 18:1 and 5. You could get me Proverbs 3 and 31. Over here, let me get 2 Maccabees 4, 7 to 17. Read what you got.
Leviticus 18 and 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, I am the Lord your power. After the doings of the land of Egypt, wherein ye dwelt, shall ye not do.
Yeah, how heavy is that? The Lord saying this long in the times of Moses to leave off the ways of Egypt, but we got now brothers and sisters that's Egyptologists trying to blow up Egypt over Israel. Right? Read that verse again, Hot.
Verse 3. After the doings of the land of Egypt, wherein ye dwelt, shall ye not do.
Right?
And after the doings of the land of Canaan, whether I bring you, shall ye not do.
Yeah, man, there was a time in America where brothers would talk about African pride and go back to Africa and lifting up Africa and these things, but we're not Africans. According to the Bible, we're the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We're not going to be locked into no African ways, wearing no green, red, and gold or whatever the colors is they wear, all that Afrocentricity. All those things are a lie too. We're not Africans, right? Read on.
Neither shall ye walk in their ordinances. Ye shall do my judgments and keep my ordinances to walk therein. I am the Lord your power.
Yeah, we're not going to chase down no African ways either. We're going to lock into the ways of our power, right? Read on.
Ye shall therefore keep my statutes and my judgments, which if a man do, he shall live in them. I am the Lord.
Yeah, man, this Lord, he been saying this from the beginning. If we walk in these ways, we're going to live in them. They're going to become a part of us. They're going to make us closer to the Most High. Let me also get the 24th verse to the 30th verse, same chapter.
Verse 24. Defile not you yourselves in any of these things, for in all these the nations are defiled, which I cast out before you.
Yeah, so the ways that they were living in, they weren't good anyway. Those things cast them out. The land spewed them out because of their wicked deeds. So now us coming up in the rear, why would we want to walk in those same ways? Those things are unprofitable, right? Read on.
And the land is defiled. Therefore I do visit the iniquity thereof upon it. And the land itself vomited out her inhabitants.
Yeah, man, that land of Canaan, man. They was doing so much wickedness in there, offering up their children. They was doing so much wickedness in there, you know what I mean, lifting up idols, that the Lord said the land itself spewed them out. So now here, 2014, us brothers and sisters, we don't want to lock into African ways. We want to lock into these laws and statutes and commandments that the Lord said is supposed to lift us up in the sight of all nations, right? Read on.
Ye shall therefore keep my statutes and my judgments, and shall not commit any of these abominations, neither any of your own nation, nor any stranger that sojourneth among you. For all these abominations have the men of the land done, which were before you, and the land is defiled, that the land spew not you out also, when ye defile it, as it spewed out the nations that were before you.
Straight up and down. Did you finish?
I'm done, 29. For whosoever shall commit any of these abominations, even the souls that commit them, shall be cut off from among their people.
Yeah, man, because these people, they were doing wickedness in that land of Canaan, that the Lord, he blessed us, and we came in and we slew all those Africans and took them out of that land and got that land because the Lord felt that we were more acceptable for that land. And the fact of the matter is, we can't be living in those ways. The Lord, he run down all these laws, not to sleep with the animals, not to sleep with another man, not to, not a man with crushed stones and all these things, can't sit up and preach and all these things. All these brothers, all these people, they were doing all these wicked things. They were locked into all this evil. They were locked into all these things. That's why the Lord had to go and explain not to do this, not to do that, because those things are abominable. And to live in those ways, he said even the land spewed them out because they were just so evil. The land itself kicked them out. And then the Lord let the Israelites come in and take that land, right? Read on.
Therefore shall ye keep my ordinances, that ye commit any one of these abominable customs which were committed before you, and that ye defile not yourselves therein. I am the Lord your power.
Yeah, man, we don't want to defile ourselves with the ways of the heathen. We want to dig into this Bible. This is our history. We hear about Alexander the Greek. We hear about all these things. All these people really walk the earth. Mattathias, these people walk the earth. We want to use that for our example, man. We don't want to throw these things behind us, right? What you holding out? Tell me where you at.
2 Maccabees 4 and 7. And they saw the camp of the heathens, that it was strong and well harnessed, and compassed about.
Second Maccabees 4:7. I want Second Maccabees 4:7-17. What you got? Tell me where you at.
Proverbs 3:31. Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways.
Straight up and down. Envy not the oppressor and choose none of his ways. Just because we see the so-called America, you know, we got people doing real good, that don't mean that we got to be like them to do good in America. Envy not the oppressor and choose none of his ways. Choose none of his ways. Don't choose none of his ways of eating. Don't choose none of his ways of life. Don't choose none of his ways of the lies that he's locked into. Don't choose none of those ways, and don't envy them. Just because they're doing better than us right now, it doesn't mean that they're better than us. We're going through punishment because we turn our backs on the Lord. But don't choose the ways of the heathen. They're not going to do us no good. If we try to do their things, it's not going to work for us like it worked for them. If we try to eat their foods, it's going to rip us apart. If we leave off the Sabbath day like how they do it, we're going to get worn out through the week. All these things are for our good, right? Let's not leave these things off. Read what you got, Ak.
2 Maccabees 4:7. But after the death of Seleucus, when Antiochus called Epiphanes took the kingdom, Jason, the brother of Onias, labored underhand to be high priest.
Yeah, the brother, he did some crooked stuff. So to sit in the priest's office, like we see today, we see amongst those Roman Catholics, we know all you guys were taking money from all those gangsters and all those Italian mobs. We know that you guys are underhanded and corrupt, right? This brother was locked into that same type of zone, right? Read on.
Promising unto the king by intercession 303 talents of silver, and of another revenue 80 talents.
Yeah, using money just to get in the priest's office, corrupting the whole priest's office and what the priesthood stood for, right? Read on.
Besides this, he promised to assign 150 more, if he might have license to set him up a place of exercise, and for the training up of youth, and the fashion of the heathen.
Again, we still talk about these institutions. We talk about these colleges. We talking about these elementary schools where they're not telling us who we are as a nation of people, where they're not showing us the right ways of living, where they want to take the Bible out of the zone, right? Church and state. They don't want it to go together. They don't want you to pray in school and these things. They want you to be carnal. They want you to be trained up in their ways, right? Read on.
And to write them as Jerusalem, write them off Jerusalem by the name of Antiochians.
Same as it is today. We don't know who we are as a nation of people, so we don't call ourselves, you know, from the tribe of Benjamin or from the tribe of Judah or from the tribe of Ephraim. We call ourselves African Americans, which it just doesn't work. It doesn't make no sense. There's no way you could be an African and an American. These are lies that they're putting out on the earth, philosophies, right? Wormwood. Read on.
And the royal privilege granted a special favor to the Jews by the means of John, the father of Eupolymus, whom, when ambassador to Rome for amity and aid, he took away. And putting down the governments which were accustomed according to the law, he brought up new customs against the law. For he built gladly a place of exercise under the tower itself, and brought the chief young men under his subjection, and made them wear hats.
Yeah, man, so they changing up the whole zone. They changing up the government and the law and the statutes and the commandments the Lord set up, and they coming with garbage. They're replacing it with vanity. Halloween, that thing cannot profit you. Christmas is not going to get you nowhere. Thanksgiving, it's all lies and madness. You know what I mean? Those things are unprofitable. And they want to train the young, they want to start them from young with these institutions in the schools, feeding them with these lies so that they could grow up in the ways of the heathen, right? And they say it made them wear a hat. I mean, the scriptures says it's directly against the scriptures, because the Lord said, man, he ought not cover his head, for he's the image and the glory of the Most High. They're trying to destroy us, man. We got to recognize who our enemies are on the earth and stop trying to be like them, right? Envy not the oppressor, choose none of his ways. What you holding over here, Ak? Let me get 1 Peter 4, 3 and 4. Over here, let me get 1 Corinthians. You didn't read it down to 17?
No. Now such was the height of Greek fashion, an increase of heathenish manners, through the exceeding profaneness of Jason, the ungodly wretch, and no high priest.
Yeah, this is how the thing grew, because they started making institutions and starting us up from young, training us in the ways of heathen. This is how this thing got out of hand and went so far, so that brothers and sisters don't even know who they are in the earth. Right? Read on.
That the priests had no courage to serve anymore at the altar.
Yeah, man, this thing is so out of control and the people lifting up the ways of the heathen more than the ways of the Lord, that brothers and sisters, they don't even stand up no more. Brothers and sisters, they don't want to be priests no more, standing up for the Lord. They want to, brothers and sisters, brothers don't want to be priests standing up for the Lord. They want to be football players. They want to be basketball players. They want to be, working on computers and stuff like that. Nobody is standing up for the Lord. It's like they got no courage no more, right? Read that verse again.
That the priests had no courage to serve any more at the altar, but despising the temple and neglecting the sacrifices, hastened to be partakers of the unlawful allowances, and the place of exercise after the game of discus called them forth.
Again, just like I'm saying, brothers and sisters, they left off the Bible, and now they want to just sit around and watch football and baseball, Olympics, and all this vanity. I mean, there's nothing wrong with having a pastime, but brothers and sisters, they lift this up over the Lord, where they got to catch the game, so they pollute the Sabbath so they can watch the game. It's gotten out of hand. Is that the 17th verse, Doc? Read on.
Not saddened by the honors of their fathers, but liking the glory of the Grecians best of all.
Yeah, this thing been going on so long, the philosophies, the lies, the miseducation. It's been going on so long that we love their ways more than we even know our own ways. We love the ways of the heathen more than we know our own ways and our own history and our own culture, right? When they teach us in school, they don't teach us about our history. They just teach us American history from elementary school. If you go to college, you might be able to get some, African American courses or whatever, but even with those, they're still giving you lies. They're telling it from their point of view, right? Read on.
By reason whereof sore calamity came upon them, for they had them to be their enemies and avengers, whose customs they followed so earnestly.
Yeah, and that's why we got all these calamities and problems, because we're trying to be something we're not. We're trying to be an American citizen and chasing down the ways of America, but we forgot about the Lord. We forgot about our ways of righteousness, our wisdom, our knowledge and understanding. We forgot about truth. We forgot about righteousness and good works. And we're trying to be Americans. We're trying to serve America. We're trying to be corporate people. We're trying to be guys walking around in business suits and executives. We're trying to be presidents here in America. America is a jail sentence for us as a nation of people. We came over here in slavery, they beat us down, and we're still second-class citizens. We don't have chains and shackles on our hand no more, but it's a mental slavery that's going on where we don't know our history. We don't know which way it's up. We don't know what's right before the Lord. We don't know our history and our culture. We don't know these things. We could get it through the Bible, but right now it's been going on so long, it's like we love the ways of the heathen. We love the ways of America. We love the philosophies they put out more than we love what the Bible is saying, right? Read that verse again, Doc.
By reason whereof sore calamity came upon them, for they had them to be their enemies and avengers, whose customs they followed so earnestly, and unto whom they desired to be like in all things. For this is not a light thing to do wickedly against the laws of the Most High. But that time follow shall declare these things.
Yeah, man, but time is going to play out and declare who's really right and who's really true and who's really who. When the Lord and Christ come back, he's going to say, it said Christ, when we see Christ, he's going to be just like we are. Everybody's going to be looking for this blue-eyed, white-haired, stringy guy, but Christ is from the nation of Judah. He's going to be just like us, right? And he's going to put everything back in order. He's going to let everybody know who is who. Right now it's confusion. He's going to try everybody. Right now it's confusion, but the Lord is going to bring us out of it. So let's leave off vanity. Let's leave off chasing down the ways of the heathen. Let's get some depth to us. Let's get some knowledge, understanding, and wisdom flowing. Let's get some history flowing. Don't just go off of what everybody's telling you. Seek out, search out the Bible for yourself. Brothers united in Christ.